going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, this week has been packed with a ton of things to go ahead and discuss. But in today's video, we are going to hyper-focus the mid-season event for Black Ops 6. Don't worry, I have a lot of other content planned. I got another video about skill-based damage actually dropping tomorrow for you guys, in my opinions, and also proof in certain ways. I also have a video pre-recorded about cheating. So again, a lot of these videos coming up in the upcoming days here might sound a little iffy with the recording, but just know that they're really solid banging videos, and I have a lot of good, commentaries coming out for you guys. But regardless, in today's video, I want to discuss Treyarch and how they're handling Black Ops 6. Take a little break from Activision, right? I've been rambling on about Activision for quite some time now. Treyarch dropped some patches for us, and some new content, so let's go ahead and critique it. And I gotta be real, they actually cooked with the mid-season event here. Not just with content, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's just, Hacienda. It's just another map from Black Ops 4. Who cares? But in reality, the patch notes are what I'm most excited about, and it really shows that indeed Treyarch is slowly yet surely cooking, and I believe that they can get it to a pretty balanced and, nicely played spot, a few months down the road. But guys, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And also, I do stream pretty much daily. I mean, not daily, but Monday through Saturday, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live today. And if you guys are interested in seeing Delta Force, I'm going to be playing it for a second time because I played during the first beta. I'm going to be playing again for the second beta here. So if you guys are interested, you want to catch me play that game, see it live and what it's all about, by all means, tune into the stream. I got a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to discuss some of the negatives I have with this overall update here. Before I dive deep into the positives, because I'll be real, it's a lot more positives than negatives. So let's just get the negatives out of the way. First and foremost, it's so obnoxious when my classes keep resetting. I'm hoping at some point in time, Treyarch does something about this because they have not done it yet. Every update, or at least major update, gunks up the class system. It resets all of your operators, it resets all of your classes, and you have to start from scratch. Please, I am begging you, at some point in time, work this around so my classes stop getting updated whenever a brand new update drops in the game. Number two, the blueprints still aren't working properly on the guns. Maybe they are, but they haven't put it in the patch notes. So I'm a little disappointed about that, but again, we'll see as time goes on. And number three, not really too much talk about the hit reg issue within this game, especially after the tweet they put out about how it's just a visual blood effect and then they got, community noted. We'll see how that is handled later down the road, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they do indeed nail that at some point in time. But those are pretty much all my negatives. Let's get into the actual content within this game. Racket is a really solid map. I'll be honest with you guys. That's the map you're watching right here. This is indeed a face-off map, so don't expect it to be, like 6v6, normal sized with streaks and stuff like that. Usually when I critique the face-off maps, I have a completely different, viewpoint because they're made for basically, gunfight tournaments, 3v3, 4v4, probably no more than that. So when you're in 6v6, it's obvious that it's not going to perform well. It's obvious the spawns are going to be all over the place. It's obvious it's going to be very clunky. It's very clear because, again, it's a face-off map. It's made for a smaller player count. But I will say right now that this is probably my favorite face-off map in this game. It's really solid. The flank routes are really clean and very clear. I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's from the campaign, but regardless, I think it's actually a pretty good implementation into the face-off catalog. And Hacienda, ladies and gentlemen, let me say something right now about Hacienda. I'm going to get a lot of probably hate for saying this, but I think it plays way better in Black Ops 6 than it does in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was a very fast-paced Call of Duty game. I mean, you were literally sprinting from one end of the map to the other in the blink of an eye. The movement speeds were fast. Everything about it was fast. Black Ops 6 is not as fast as Black Ops 4, but I'll be honest, Hacienda feels like it was made for this game. I don't know how else to put it. It is hands down the best map in Black Ops 6 right now. Now, this might be a little controversial. I know people are going to say, well, that's a bad thing. Having a map from Black Ops 4 being the best map in Black Ops 6 isn't really that good. And yeah, I can agree with you on that one, but I'll be real, I'm just happy to have it in the game because the rotation of maps is not the best, and this is what we needed. A good styled map that actually has flow. The movement, the omni movement, the diving, the sliding, everything feels good on this map. It doesn't feel gunked up, clunky, claustrophobic when it comes to the movement like a lot of these other maps do. You feel like everything is just, every moment that you have is meant to be. Now, I will say, the spawns are horrible. When I showcase the Hacienda gameplay I have for you guys, I don't know if it's showing right now or if it's going to be shown a little bit later, but you'll see. I'm literally sitting in the back of the spawn and people are spawning into my, my crosshairs. It's not too solid right now, but again, that can be polished off. I'm just happy that we actually have some pretty good running maps within the rotation of this game. So far, so good. We got a couple events, so I'm still grinding out the events. The first one is going to be for the shotgun and also the burst fire attachment, I believe, mod for the XM4. So I'm still grinding that through. When I unlock it, I'll give my opinion about it. So far, so good. Nuketown, the holiday Nuketown. It's Nuketown with a winter theme, but I still enjoy it because I like winter style maps. But it's Nuketown, so I'm not really going to go ahead and discuss that. But the biggest factor of this video, like I said earlier, is the patch notes. Treyarch absolutely cooked. Let's go ahead and start off here with something not as insane, but it's still information that you guys should know. Settings, controller, stick sensitivity. The controller stick sensitivity slider system changed from a 120 scale to a 0.10 to 4 scale. This will give players finer control over their sensitivity values and more transparency on the effect of their changes. Previously set sensitivity settings will be maintained. Just so you guys know, again, I play on mouse and keyboard, but I wanted to just let you guys know this in case your settings are feeling a little bit gunky and it doesn't feel natural. That's why. The sensitivity variables have been shifted just a little bit for controller players. So it's going to be tedious to get back into the flow, but you'll find that, that sweet spot again. Next up here in the patch notes, weapons. We'll be releasing a large weapon balancing patch shortly after the launch of Season 1 Reloaded. The patch will address some common pieces of community feedback that we have been seeing. Here are just a few of the high-level changes with detailed notes coming later. Headshot damage improvements on full auto weapons, full removal of idle sway at the start of ADS on sniper rifles, and reduction to visual recoil sway and bob. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won. This is absolutely huge. First and foremost, they're actually adding in a little bit more of a oomph to headshots, so they feel like headshots. For those who don't know, it's not much of a multiplier for headshots in Black Ops 6. So 9 times out of 10, you're probably best just shooting them in the toes. Not really. You still want to shoot upper torso. But at the end of the day, headshots probably are the least viable they have ever been in Call of Duty history. So this is a huge improvement for fully automatic weapons to have kind of a retuning when it comes to headshot damage. The full removal of idle sway for the snipers is also a good change. I didn't test it out because I don't snipe that much, but I will say it doesn't affect me as someone who's versing snipers as much. But I'm just assuming that it makes using a sniper feel more smooth and more enjoyable and makes the experience just that much better. But again, I wanted to make that very clear that I still don't think they're stupidly overpowered, because when I'm versing snipers, it doesn't seem like this, full removal of idle sway really makes that much of a difference. I think it's just, the tiny things, the tiny quality of life changes that will just polish off the rest of the game to make it feel good and smooth. But the real juiciness of this whole, piece here is the reduction to visual recoil sway and bob. Guys, if you don't remember, not too long ago, we just put out a video where the developer behind the scene for Treyarch put out a tweet saying that they enjoy where, the game is at right now, and, they did things the way that they did them for a reason. And a lot of the community is saying, please, just remove the bob and the sway and all that crap in our gun, because it ruins it. It ruins the overall vibes, the overall experience. Ladies and gentlemen, like I just said, they are reducing the visual recoil, sway, and bob. Now, again, that's not in this update. All the things I just listed are coming shortly after Season 1 Reloaded. But again, we can't lie here, guys. I know a lot of us like to talk smack about, anything revolving around Call of Duty. But I can't. I physically, you can't say anything bad about this. We really asked for it. They came out and they said they didn't like it that way. We begged them for it because we really wanted to see, improvements, and they took our feedback. This right here is something that we've been waiting a long time to see, and I'm glad that we're not getting ignored. And a lot of the community feedback is being put into Black Ops 6. Exactly what I wanted to see from these developers. Of course, we don't know about the rest of the things that they might do in the future, but so far, so good. Next up here, the perks. Now, this is a huge one, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom one I don't care about, but the top one is important. Recon combat specialty bonus of the HUD edge indicator will now only display when an enemy is ADS. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is absolutely massive and will absolutely change everything about Black Ops 6. Because right now, you really can't flank. You can't rotate. You can't sneak up on people. You can't even go for executions because everybody is running pretty much the same set of perks, including myself. I can't tell you how useful it is to be able to tell when someone's looking at you. And it just didn't matter. You didn't have to ADS or anything. If you looked in the general, direction of an enemy, they're going to get that notification that you are staring at them. But with this change, you now have to be in ADS in order for the enemy to get that notification that you are looking at them, which allows you to sneak up on people. You can now execute people or double tap so you can hold them and use them as a body shield. You can do these actions without getting spotted because, you don't have to ADS. You can pick and choose. If you want to ADS and you want to engage with your gun, you can do so, but they'll be notified. If you don't and you actually want to sneak up, then by all means you could do so and they won't be notified. Before, it didn't matter. If you wanted to sneak up on them and use them as a body shield and they're using this perk, you're not doing it, you know? You don't have to ADS. As long as you're just looking at them by accident, they know that you are there and you're about to sneak up on them. So this right here is massive, and I'm glad to see this incorporated into the game. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, a huge one that was really annoying in this game, resolved an issue where players firing an unsuppressed weapon with the Ghost perk equipped could be seen by an enemy scout pulse. Basically, if you have Ghost on and you're using a suppressed weapon and someone calls in a scout pulse on the enemy team and you shoot your suppressed weapon, you show up as a red dot on the minimap. That should never happen, right? You're using a suppressor. You're supposed to stay off the radar, but for some reason, it's a little bugged out right now. So that was really obnoxious because, you know, a lot of people rock Ghost, a lot of people rock suppressors. All you need is a scout pulse, and all those people who are rocking that combination are going to start popping up on the radar. And, you know, the thing about it is that it could be a bit more manageable if it was a different situation, but in this situation, when people are using suppressors, they're going in with that confidence. They're going to be lighting people up. They're going to be shooting a bunch of bullets. They don't know that people can see, you know, them on the minimap with a suppressor active. So it was really bad. It was a really bad scenario. People were able to spot individuals that they shouldn't be able to spot. I'm glad this has been indeed resolved. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Of course, there's more to the patch notes, but as you guys know on this channel, I kind of just cover what I think are the most important topics, the things that will really affect the gameplay from, you know, match to match. And they fixed a decent amount. This was not, you know, a lame, low-end patch. It was a pretty solid one. Of course, I would like to see more. I mentioned it in the beginning of the video. I'm not going to mention it again, the few things that I would like to see them resolve. But again, we will see as time goes on here. They're entering the holiday season, so I expect probably, you know, either 2 max. I can't imagine more than 2 updates until they're going on, you know, a little bit of a vacation for the holiday season. So regardless, we'll see what they can incorporate into the game, but Treyarch, good stuff here. I'll be honest, good stuff. You guys have been back and forth, in my personal opinion, ever since the beginning of this game launch. It's been very strange, but the more and more you guys actually update it, the more, you know, I see you guys do. And what really made me happy the most is seeing the developer come out and say that they indeed wanted it to be a specific way when it came to, you know, how the weapons move and bob around. And then in this update, they're talking about, yes, indeed, they are going to be resolving that to make it better. You know, they listened to the community feedback, and they also, you know, fixed a lot of other things that the community have been begging them to do. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know, go down in the comment section. I know people are going to be calling me a shill for giving them any type of good fee. You know, I guess I can find negative things to say about this. You know what, honestly? I know people want me to say it. The scout pulse thing should have been a thing in the first place, even though bugs naturally happen in games and every single update that drops, you know, yes, things will break, but, you know, bugs should never happen. There you go. Hopefully that makes some of you guys happy. And, you know, Hacienda, this map should have been in since day one. Same thing with, you know, the Nuketown Winter. That should have been there day one as well. I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know what people want me to say. They really want me to hate that these things have been resolved. You know, the Recon perk. Oh, I'm so mad that I can finally assassinate people. A lot of the time, people just say that these things should have never been broken. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just a normal thing in gaming. No matter what game I've ever played, this is just how things go. This is the normal course of things. I'm sorry, but you are never, ever going to find any game out there where you're going to see, you know, a perfect development cycle. I mean, Modern Warfare 3 probably was the best, you know, development cycle I saw in 2023. That was pretty clean, and even that game had a bunch of things that had to be polished off over time, you know? It's just, it's normal. It seriously is normal. Halo, COD, Battlefield, every indie game you could possibly think of. You know, this is it. So I know everybody probably wants to call me a shill for giving good feedback, and everybody wants to call me a hater for giving negative feedback, but I still hope there's a portion of you guys out there who enjoy the level-minded opinions. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time, and of course, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch. If you guys are interested in any of those streams, then by all means, tune on in. I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.